An enchantingly spooky welcome, dear friends, to my channel, Taslima Maya Art, and today we have a sinister lineup for day 4 of our Halloween collab extravaganza, organised by the freakishly amazing Donna from It's Art by Donna. No less than 37 hair-raising YouTube artists bring you their most spine-chilling creations yet over the course of 4 days. Today is day 4, 31st of October, and up before me was the hair-raising Laurie Finzer from Art by Sparkle, so check out her video if you missed her, and after me is the eerie Brenda from Creations from the Table. So without much further ado, let's create something sinister. I'd like to say a huge heartfelt thank you from all of us artists in this collaboration to Donna for putting together this amazing collaboration. And my contribution today will be a beautifully hand-embellished piece of art with some phantom trick-or-treaters under the light of the moon over a swipe pour. My pouring medium for this pour was 3 parts PVA to 2 parts water, mixed into a consistency that was pourable with my tube paints. All my colours you can find in the description box below, as well as the recipe that I used. Here I am using Amsterdam's Pyrrole Red, which is a very, very beautiful and vibrant red, and I'm placing it directly onto my canvas. Next up I have Royal and Langnickel Cadmium Orange, and this is a very vibrant colour because I wanted to get a lot of colours, Halloween colours, pumpkin spice colours into this pour, but I also wanted it to be rather spooky, so I used the black swipe colour as well to go on top, which you'll see in a minute. The third colour I used was Primary Yellow, also from Royal and Langnickel, and again it's looking rather bright, isn't it? You're probably wondering, how is this going to be a spooky pour? Well, you'll just have to wait and see, won't you? Next up we have Daler Rowney with Gold Emmet, and I really wanted a metallic colour in here. It is a very light golden metallic, so it doesn't really take over as much as other metallics can, but it's a really nice touch. Next we have a darker colour. This is Amsterdam's Phthalo Green, and I want to get it to go a little darker now, so I'm starting to add more of the darker colours for this swipe. Next up I have Pebio's Burnt Umber mixed in with Reeves's Bronze. Reeves is a paint I get here in the United Kingdom where I reside. I'm not sure if you've got something similar, I imagine you have, but it's pretty much a nice deep bronze colour, and again it's metallic, and I add that sparingly, as you can see. And then I add a few leftover paints just to kind of get rid of them. There's similar colours, so there's not much change really. So that's another red I had that was left over and maybe a little bit too dry, but I managed to get rid of it as well into this pour. I really hope you're enjoying this Halloween train collaboration. There are so many artists and so many beautiful artworks, scary artworks to look at, so do go back if you've missed anybody from the previous days. I'm now tilting my canvas a little to try and get as much of that plain canvas covered, so there's no kind of gaps there in the paint, and I use a little stirring stick to help it along as well a little. Now this pour kind of went a little bad because I made a big mistake. I added a different pouring medium to my new craft paint that I had. So my pouring medium was craft glue, and it was different to a different pouring medium I used with a different kind of glue, which is more of a builder's glue. And I put some Liquitex pouring medium into my glue mixture, my paint for the swipe colour, and it had a really strange reaction. It kind of congealed the swipe colour a little bit. It turned into some sort of cottage cheesy kind of texture, and it doesn't do it straight away, it does it later as it's drying. So I kind of managed to ruin the painting in a sense, but for some reason it went very, very dark and very textured, which I didn't expect. Probably because the paint congealed with that Liquitex pouring medium going into that PVA and having some sort of chemical reaction. But I made the most of it. As they say, when you're handed lemons in life, just make lemonade. And it actually worked out really well, and I hope you agree when you see the end outcome of this. But it's a textured piece in the end because of that swipe colour. And you'll see how I managed to save this. I lose most of my cells, by the way. I do get beautiful cells when I swipe in a minute, and you see that, but then they kind of melt away because of that problem with the pouring medium where I added the wrong thing to it. So I imagine most of you had similar instances when things went wrong, but it's nice just to watch how I managed to save this. Here I'm just torching any bubbles that rose to the top because I mixed these paints quite recently and they hadn't sat around to release the bubbles yet, so that's what I'm doing here. Now I'm going to play some hauntingly exquisite music for you, so I'm not going to be doing much talking after this point, and I'll come back to you at the end once you've witnessed this hauntingly beautiful painting materialize out of the ether. So now we've arrived at stage 2, my fiendish friends, and I'm going to be hand embellishing my paw. And you can see it's dried a lot darker, and I thought about using my children's stencil but decided against it because obviously that would be way too easy, right? And I started using a pencil to draw in the outline of a large moon. I then go on to draw in some beautiful phantom trick-or-treaters emerging from the deep dark woods as they light the way from the light of the moon towards the beautiful haunted castle in the distance. And you can see some beautifully lit up pumpkins perched in the foreground there. It wouldn't be Halloween without pumpkins, right? And some eerie trees rising up along the edges of my painting. And here you can see the background sort of congealed and textured, but it really does look amazing, doesn't it? Given it's a Halloween paw, it sort of melted. So at this stage I outlined my figures using a white gel pen, and I wasn't 100% sure what I would do next, if I'm honest, and I sort of worked it out as I went along. I wanted to paint the moon in, and I tried with gold, but it didn't really show up with the gold paint. Then I went over it in white, so I painted it with Amsterdam acrylic white paint, and decided actually all of the characters needed a base coat, and ended up putting a base coat on all of them and then going from there. And now for the final touches to this beautiful Halloween painting of some bats, some branches spreading out from the tree trunks towards the moon, and some pumpkins painted orange and red. And you can see these beautiful phantom children coming out of the forests. Are they real children or are they spirits? We don't really know. And as they go past the moon, the black silhouette is cast and they're heading towards that beautiful distant haunted castle where the bats are flying out from. So this was my concept for this particular Halloween collab painting. I really hope you like it. Let me know what you think. And I just want to say a massive thank you again to Donna for allowing me to be part of this collab and for the challenge to create something completely different to what I have done in the past. And even the mistakes like the paw going wrong and becoming textured and murky actually worked really well for this. I managed to save it, so I really like it. It's different. And here's a surprise element. This is actually going to be gifted away to my wonderful friend and fellow artists on the Fluid Art Express, Christy Connolly. Creations by Christy is a channel, so please do check her channel out and her artwork. It's lovely. And I'd like to ship this over to her as a gift to commemorate our friendship. So this is yours, Christy. I hope you enjoy it when you receive it. I hope you like it. And as for everybody else, thank you for joining me on this journey. I hope you enjoyed the artists before me. Up after me is the wonderful Brenda, very talented Brenda from Creations from the Table, and she'll be right after this video. You can find all the links to all the artists in my description box below. And just for a surprise element, I managed to project onto this canvas in the dark, and look at the outcome of this. Doesn't it look amazing? We have a beautiful kind of blue moon with the projection lighting that moon up, and in the dark it looks amazing when you project onto it. And even if you use a backlight, I guess that would work as well. So yeah, that's what it looks like in the dark. Thank you for joining me on the Halloween collaboration. And up after me you will find Brenda, as I said, and if you've missed any of the artists in the previous few days, please do go check them out. You can find the list of all the artists in the description box below. Thank you again for joining me, and have a spookily fantastic day ahead. Bye for now.